Hello everyone, this is Suresh from Azure ADB. Today our topic is timestamp underscore millis function in PySpark. So when we'll use this function? So this function is useful when you have timestamps represented in your columns as long integers and that is in milliseconds. And those milliseconds numbers, you wanted to convert them into human readable timestamp format. Then if you can see this example, suppose if your timestamp column have this long integer like this, and and if this is in milliseconds, then you have to function like this timestamp underscore millis. You have to mention this long integer. Then it will convert into this format. Okay, standard timestamp format, date and time. Okay, so this is the example. So if you see syntax, say timestamp underscore millis, inside that you have to give expression. This expression should have integer numerical expression. That means like this long number, and this should be in milliseconds. So sometimes data will be in seconds, sometimes it will be in milliseconds. So first you have to make sure that that is in seconds or milliseconds, and it returns timestamp. So that means this one. You will get a timestamp as output. So this is the SQL example. In SQL also same function, timestamp underscore millis and this long integer. So if you run this, you will get this timestamp. So this when we'll use in real-time application, suppose I have CSV file like this. Okay, so I have a number of columns. So I have date columns and integer columns. And if you see these two timestamps, it has numbers. Okay, these are all long numbers. So these are all in milliseconds. Okay, but if you see data type, it coming as long. And for better understanding, so we have two converters. We have converter sites. This is called epoch converter. So these two sites links I will mention in comment section. So you can try this one. So suppose if I copy this one and if you enter here, see this milliseconds, this long number, no? So this one, it converting to timestamp value. So as per our local time, no, it is Wednesday 21 August 21st and 2024. Okay, so this how it will convert. So similar way you can check here also. You see here, see currently it's showing UTC date time. This is Unix time. Convert milliseconds. So our data is in milliseconds. No, you just enter here, and it automatically converts here. One is our UTC time, and the second one is our local time. So similar way, you can convert in opposite way. So you can enter as per our Indian standard, year, month, date, hour, minute, and second. It will give you in milliseconds. Okay. So these two, either of the site, you can use it for conversion, for checking the conversion. Okay. So now this one, so first we'll understand uh, in real time how we'll use this timestamp underscore millis function. So assume that this is my raw data. Okay, from source, they are giving you this CSV file. So from source they will give data maybe in Team Center or somewhere they will update. Okay, so or maybe some container they will update all source files. So those source files that is raw files. Okay, so while moving these raw files to enriched means after doing transformation on raw data, we had to move to our target tables. That means target means our SQL tables. So that SQL tables, it should be properly converted, means transformed. So here all we have date now. So we have string is there. So we need to convert into timestamp format. So here we have integer values. So this also we need to convert to timestamp values. So because that is enriched, no? So all transformations we need to perform before moving to target table. So that's why we need to convert this one by using timestamp underscore millis. So we'll see how to convert this one. So here, what I'm doing, first I'm selecting current timestamp. Okay, current user, timestamp millis of these two columns. Okay, these two columns, and additionally entered, I want to generate current user and current timestamp. Suppose if you try to run this one, we'll get this one error. Okay, so first I'll run this one. First we'll see why that error will come and how to overcome that and what are the different approaches are available. See it mentioning that name current underscore user is not defined. Okay, so but we have, I imported here, 1 minute. Yeah, so import a star given. Okay, so then you should import here, but it mentioning that it is not defined. So suppose I'll remove this one. I'll try without current user. See, it telling time underscore mill is also not defined. So what this error is, if we expand this, see it is mentioning not defined now. So we'll find, I will tell you why it coming. So first we'll find out what is the alternate approach for this. Since we are getting timestamp underscore millis and these two are not defined. So here, what is the reason is, see, whatever we are using, no Spark version or configuration. So in Databricks Community Edition does not include the timestamp underscore millis function. So that means, so whatever I'm using cluster, so that is cluster Databricks runtime is 12.2. And what we have highest is 15.4. Okay, so but while creating cluster, by default it will select 12.2. So I also selected 12.2. Now what it meaning is this cluster 12.2, it is not included these functions part of PySpark. That means these two functions, current underscore user, timestamp underscore millis. So then what is the alternate solution? So one alternate solution is, so timestamp underscore millis are not available in Apache Spark Data Frame API. These functions are specific to SQL and are included in Spark 3.11 and above. Okay, so as per cluster 12.2, this is not included, but it is available in Spark SQL. Okay, so we have two approaches. So first one is for current underscore user. Since we don't have in PySpark this function, so I'm using expression. So expression when we will use when we are writing SQL code here. See I given double quotation current underscore user. So that means now it pulling this function from Spark SQL. Okay. So next one from underscore Unix time. So this also we can use by using expression, but I have some other alternate. So alternate method. So that is equivalent to uh, timestamp underscore millis. So what we can do is, so we have function called from underscore Unix time. Okay, so this one we can divide by 1000. If you divide by 1000, then it will convert to milliseconds. Okay, milliseconds to seconds. So then later we can use this function. So the error, so what it's telling is the error occurs because timestamp or underscore is not a direct function available in PySpark SQL functions. Okay, so in this it is not available. So what we have to do? This method. We have to use from underscore Unix time and we need to divide by 1000. So here what I'm doing, I'm using this one. Instead of using timestamp underscore millis, I'm using from underscore Unix time on these two columns and I'm dividing by 1000 and I give alias. Okay, so now it will run without error. Okay, see our input timestamp column. So earlier these are all big integers, no long type. So now it converted to timestamp values. So now you can cross verify these values. If you take first one, suppose I'll copy this one. I'll enter here. So what we are getting 21st, 24 and August. So August 21st, 24. Okay, so you can cross verify like this. Okay, so it converting correctly as per requirement. Okay, so next, what we used here, created underscore timestamp. Since I used current timestamp, it will generate current timestamp value here. So that means today date and today hour, minute, second. Okay, next current underscore user, what it generate is user ID. So since this my login, no, so it will display my username. Okay, so this is one method. So second method, before that, what we'll do, so now we used from underscore Unix, okay, divided by 1000. So what we are getting here, this is in string format, okay. So, but while moving to target, it should be in timestamp. Data type should be timestamp because while creating SQL table, no target table, uh, so we'll take this is schema, means these column names, and correct data types. By using correct data types and columns, we'll create SQL table. So if you try to move this particular data, so that means this one, so it won't allow. You will get error because data type mismatch will be there. Here string is there in your target SQL table, and that is timestamp. Okay, so it won't match. So for that, so I'm using two underscore timestamp function on top of this so that it will convert into timestamp. Okay, so now SQL, my SQL target and these both same data type, now data will flow. Okay, so next one is, we'll see in SQL how to use it. So initially we saw one example, no? Select timestamp underscore millis, and this our long integer. Okay, so it will convert to same thing. So whatever getting here, no? So same thing here. You are getting same thing here. And second solution. Solution two is see, in solution one, I used expression for current user. Okay, because in PySpark, in my current cluster version, it is not available. So here, what I used in solution one, instead of timestamp underscore millis, I used Unix underscore timestamp and divided by 1000. So instead of that, here what I'm doing, I'm using PySpark, not PySpark, SQL I'm using. Okay, PySpark.SQL I'm using. So here also I'm using expression and I'm using timestamp underscore millis. Okay, so since I'm using direct function, you no need to divide by 1000. So you will get same result. Okay, and there is one more benefit is, so earlier we used Unix underscore timestamp. We got in integer type. Then later we converted by using two underscore timestamp. See, there are two functions we need to use and divide by 1000. So instead of here, straightforward function, so no need to multiply by divide by 1000, and on top of that you will directly will get timestamp data type. Okay, so this is the second method and solution 3. So since they're telling no, this it is available in 3.111. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to my cluster. I'm trying to edit my cluster, and instead of 12.2, I'm selecting 15.4 and I'm doing confirm and restart. Yeah, so now my cluster is ready with 15.4 LTS. Okay, so now we'll go to our notebook. So what I will do first, I'll try to rerun. So whatever we failed current user. Yeah. See, earlier it shown these two functions is not defined. So now I'll try to rerun. I will rerun from starting because cluster is restarted now. In time. Yeah. So now I'll try to run this cell. See, now it's not showing, not throwing any error after changing cluster. Okay, so it depends on which Databricks version we are using. Okay, so this is one thing. And so we are at here, no? Solution 3. So same thing. So whatever we ran that, no? So same thing here also. So what it is there now, current underscore user is available. So direct timestamp underscore millis function is available. So here, 2 points I want to mention. See, whatever first method and second method, it is applicable only when you are working on Databricks community version. Okay, this solution 1 and solution 2 is applicable only when you are working with Databricks community version. But in real time, suppose in my current project, so we are not changing cluster like this. So we have latest cluster. So that's why we are not getting any error for these two functions. Okay, so directly it is running. So just keep in mind this one. So second point is, so see here, we used expression. So Sometimes maybe in interview they will ask, so when to use this expression? Okay, so this is a real-time application. So when any of the function is not available in PySpark, that means uh, from PySpark.sql.functions, it is not available, then we have to use expression and we have to use SQL functions here. Okay, so these 3 points is the learning from this video. Okay, that's all for this video. If you really like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.